Hello and welcome to the TC Music Show Opera Special. As a music form, opera has been around since roughly 1597 with the first staging of Jacopo Peri's piece Daphne. And there were two types of opera then, the serious stuff for the royals and wealthy patrons, and for the commoners, the opera buffo, which is probably where we get the name buffoon from, and that was the comic opera. By the Baroque period, the composer Handel was the big cheese in London with his no expense spared ornate stage sets with moving machinery, props, big arias, and even bigger music. And by 1750 to 1830, the Age of Enlightenment had been ushered in and science had usurped religion. And by then, operas relied more on realistic human plots, domestic and kitchen sink type dramas about ordinary peasant life and their relation to the lords and masters. Of course, the master genius Mozart had his successes in opera, with The Marriage of Figaro and the more dramatic Don Giovanni. Sorry about that. The Romantic period by the late 1800s, opera was an in-your-face, larger-than-life art form with more high drama that even Alfred Hitchcock would have envied. The music got louder, the plots got longer, the singing became more and more ornate. This was heavy metal shredding at 100 miles an hour with voices. But move over Mozart, because here comes Richard Wagner with his monumental 15-hour special, The Ring Cycle. And so if you think watching a 3-hour movie's long, Wagner's work is a total marathon. And I can absolutely imagine opera lovers emerging from the concert thrilled to bits, hypnotised, but ultimately zombified through lack of sleep. But what makes opera so popular today? In my opinion, simply put, it is a treat for the eyes and ears. It's the whole experience of a good night out, dragging ourselves away from the mind-numbing experience of the drivel-churning Gogglebox and being entranced and uplifted by an enchanting theatrical performance and hearing the most sublime music in all of its styles. The sweet and romantic, the comic touches, the dramatic, soul-scorching moments. These all contribute to what makes opera special. Now, if I've whetted your appetite for opera and you want to know more, there is an online magazine which is available in print edition too. It's simply called Opera and it's been on the go a long time. Check it out on the website now.
Danger, danger, Will Robinson!
This project is extremely dangerous.
Now, the reason that I did the warning thing there is because opera has become such a hot potato and hard to handle, and the topic is as toxic as a biohazard. Just wait till you hear this. Nowadays, we live in a very politically correct culture, and gone are the days when the black and white minstrels were paraded on TV with what they called their blackface clown makeup. Also, the modernists are complaining about operas like Madame Butterfly, and instead of blackface, it's using yellowface. And what they're saying is we shouldn't be using any of these things, even one of Mozart's operas, as far as I know, which had the word retarded in it, they want to take out. So they're saying that opera is basically white, sexist, and uses pejorative language. Now, if you're white supremacist, racist, sexist, and use pejorative terms to people you don't like, then you may well be tempted to do this. The alternative is simply to say, oh, come on, surely not, because it's getting to a stage where people are afraid to open their mouths. Years ago, I remember kids were told not to call a blackboard a blackboard. Baba Black Sheep, a children's favourite nursery rhyme, of course, was banned as well, with the PC Brigade. Now, here's the thing, if you have a white man and a black man together, and the black man's name is Mr. White, and the white guy's name is Mr. Black, are we being pejorative and insulting? Methinks not. So the only thing to say is, forget the politics, enjoy the opera, and let's get on with the show. Hello everyone and welcome to the TC Music Show. I have a fantastic guest to speak to today. This lady is a soprano singer and she is my first real soprano singer today. So let me welcome you to Giulia Pellotto. Hello, Giulia.
Hello.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Giulia, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and I do want to say thank you very much for taking the time to be on the show. So let me get down to brass tacks and get interviewing. Regarding singing, when did you first begin singing?
I think at 8.
8
8
years.
years.
Wow. And did you sing for your family or neighbours or what?
I was in a choir initially.
You were in
and then I go to a teacher.
Uh-huh.
And I take a graduation at Padua Conservatory.
Yes.
And then I took a graduation also in piano at Mantua Conservatory. Yes.
Bravo.
Thank you.
How did you become interested in music? Was it something that was always in you?
Because when I was 16,
Yes.
I took part in a musical with the part of Maddalena.
Oh,
and
wow.
I love it so much.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Now, you said that you obviously began singing in a choir around about age 8, and then you went to a teacher and you also did piano as well. So how did the opera thing come about? Were you always interested in opera, or because you were a singer, did you think, well, opera would be good? What's the story?
I always interested in opera.
Mm-hmm.
But I love sing anything because I love all the music, all the good music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, considering you are Italian, and you guys make the best food in the world.
Mm?
Lasagna, carbonara,
Yes.
pasta fagioli, and all this kind of stuff. Fantastic food. I love it. Considering you're Italian, I mean, you guys have a long history of great Italian operatic composers. You had Donizetti, you had Verdi, and
Yes, yes.
you had Puccini, you had Rossini, and La Gazzaladra, the Thieving Magpie, which is one of my favourites. La Gazzaladra, love it, love it, love it. So you have a good pedigree there with opera in Italy. Do you remember your first ever operatic performance?
Oh, yes. It was in a very small role from Trovatore,
Mhm.
Giuseppe Verdi.
Yes.
The role of Ines, it's a girl, friends of Leonora, but
Yeah.
it was very, very small. And then the very important role was Norina from Don Pasquale.
Wow.
Donizetti. Rita from Rita Don Pasquale, Donizetti, Rigoletto, the role of Gilda, and then Musetta from Bohème, Lucia from Lucia di Lammermoor.
Yes, yes, I know that one.
And Lisa from Sonnambula. Now I'm studying Puritani, Bellini.
Right, Bellini. Well,
Yes, my repertoire is on bel canto.
bel canto, which is all the flowery stuff.
Yes, because it's based on the softening the voice and fly. Yeah.
Now, do you have a favorite singer? Because everybody has people that influence them as singers. Do you have a favorite opera singer who was a big, major influence on you?
But I think obviously Maria Callas. But now I love Nadine Sierra and Christine Schaeffer. And I love I think a lot Lisetta Lopesa and another, but I think most Nadine Sierra for her voice so great and gorgeous.
So
yes,
I totally agree. In all the venues that you've played, in terms of not just acoustics, but in terms of the ambience, the feel, do you have a favorite venue to perform in?
I think the performance it's all from soul and the body. And for me, the expression and the interpretation of the character is very, very, very important.
You know, are some audiences harder to please? Sometimes you hear of different acts, whether it be rock bands or opera singers, and they'll say, well, I sang here or we played there, and the audience were quite sort of a, you know, whereas other audiences are, yay, that kind of thing.
No, the second. Yeah!
That's good. That's always a good sign. Always a good sign. Have you ever had stage fright? before you go on, like nerves? Do you ever get nervous before a performance?
I was, but now no. I want only to go on the stage and sing and perform and be the character that I have to be in that moment. And that's all.
Yes, that's good. I think that's important. And I think this is what you're saying. You want to get out there and just enjoy the performance. Yes?
Yes. But do you treat only classical music or okay?
I don't teach, I only compose. I prefer to spend my time creating compositions and then recording the compositions. With opera, I think you have the full Puna, because not only do you have fantastic vocals, you also have performance. You are like a singer and an actor all rolled into one, because you have to learn acting and stagecraft for how to move about on stage and expressions and stuff.
Oh yes.
But you must have a stage director who says, right now, Julia, this is a really sad part because the woman, her husband had just died or he's ran away or something. So you need pathos to sing. It's not just like a robot and you blah, 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 you sing away.
Oh,
You have to bring
no,
out
no,
the emotion. You have
no.
you need the emotion as well. Yes.
Yes. I think my most important characteristic is that when I sing, the people around can be emotion.
Yes. If I listen to Thai meditation by Jules Massenet, just on violin, and it's angelic. Whereas if I listen to Mozart's Requiem, Confutatus, Validatus, and all this stuff, it really
I just think I had the part of soprano soloist on the Mozart Requiem. Yes.
Fantastic.
The orchestra.
Yes.
It was the very emotionally and intense and was beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Mozart is my favorite composer. I have Mozart and Beethoven, Bach and Debussy, because I love Debussy's harmonies. Debussy's, I'll tell you, if you lay on the grass in a lovely sunny day and just gaze up at the sky, at the clouds, and just watch the clouds when you're listening to Afternoon of a Faun,
yes,
Après-midi de la Faun, or what's the other one, Clair de Lune, and you can just float away. It's beautiful,
yes.
And again, this is what you're talking about with the singing parts. When you hear a sad song sang, it really makes you want to get out the hankies and it makes you cry. My father, he loved Mario Lanza. My dad wasn't an opera or a classical person, but he loved Mario Lanza, and he used to cry when he heard Mario Lanza sing, because he thought the guy was just fantastic, Right,
yes.
About me. How long, when you get a new part for a new opera, how long are the rehearsals for you? Are you talking so many hours per day?
To study a new opera a time?
Yeah.
think maybe 1 week.
Uh-huh.
1
And-
week. It depends by the opera. If you give me a Sonnambula, I think maybe 2 weeks. Bohème, it was only 1 week. Only 1 week.
Mhm, mhm. And are you talking 8 hours a day?
No, because I am a teacher, and so I have only the morning and the weekend, but it was possible.
Mhm. Right. How do you warm up as a singer? What are your warm-up practices when you warm up the voice?
Okay, I starting with the exercise for the relaxing. So fry and lip trill, and then I have the mute, and then very slowly I think I start with a scale.
Mhm,
And then I think it was this
mhm,
only 10 minutes.
mhm.
I use it also when I sing pop and rock music, because I'm able to sing all.
Brilliant. And do you like ABBA?
Oh yes, very. I love ABBA.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Oh, see, gimme a man after midnight.
And it's,
Yeah.
of course, Agneta is a soprano in terms of
Hmm?
range, and Annie Fried is a mezzo soprano, and she has that deeper voice that can carry the kind of more sonorous stuff, whereas Agneta can soar. So, where are you as a soprano? Are you a coloratura soprano? Are you a light soprano? Are you a medium?
A lyric coloratura soprano. I think I can sing a lot of different role and character.
Mhm.
I think I can sing Rosina from Barbiere di Siviglia, and I can sing Petrarca sonnets of Liszt.
Mhm. Well, I would expect that because you are a soprano, and sopranos are just amazing, amazing. Um, what are your future projects?
I have an artistic project. I think the music is only one great language, and I think that the separation of genre is, I think, over now in this moment.
Mhm,
So I want to show to the people that you have to be that all that you want. So
mhm,
you can sing metal and you can sing opera and you can sing musical, and you have to sing all that you love, and that it can be emotion for the people
mhm.
and for you.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. It's great to see these boundaries being taken away because music is music is music is music, isn't it?
Yes.
Now,
So now I'm singing in a symphonic metal group.
oh, are you? Wow.
Yes. because symphonic metal use the operatic singer for the rock. It's beautiful.
I think it's great. Have you heard of a band called, is it Nightwish, Nightwing, or something? No? And the girl is very operatic, but they are heavy metal. But she's
Yes.
very operatic, yes, yes.
Yes.
Well,
I know.
yeah,
I think metal and classical music are in the same binary
yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. Now,
for the use of harmony and the expression of the text and a lot of things.
where can people find you on the internet?
On TikTok, on my profile on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube.
Well, that's it for this episode, folks. I do hope you enjoyed it, and please join me every week on YouTube for the TC Music Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.